Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests.
Good evening.
So, before we can start, I request everyone to keep your phones on silent. So, today we have a very interesting theme, collapse of a civilization. So, when we hear this phrase, what is it that first thing that comes to your mind? We think of ancient ruins, we think of something that happened a very long time back, or something that led to destruction. Destruction is the one which comes to your mind because when you think of collapse, that is what you think. But have you ever wondered how things got destroyed? It just didn't happen overnight. It happened with a series of mistakes over a long period of time which led to destruction. And this is not just any empire or anything, it's also in life as well. So, talking about destruction, why does it happen? When you replace respect with ego, when you become very complacent in life, when you got early success. So that is when destruction actually happens. When you make several mistakes. So destruction is not just about something that happened in the present or in the future. It's also when an individual doesn't learn from his past mistakes as well. So, as we speak, I hope everyone can look back and think, what civilization are we actually trying to build? And the choices and the decisions and the values we uphold either strengthens the society or it weakens the society. So it is important to do the right thing to build a good civilization. That being said, let me introduce to someone who holds a BCom graduate and a diploma in interior design from SBMJC. She is a passionate sports enthusiast, playing sports like badminton and table tennis. She is a foodie at heart. She enjoys good food with mindful balance. Also, she likes to travel and adventure keeps her energized. Let me introduce to the president of the club, Toastmaster Apoorva.
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
I see a few guests in the room. Kindly introduce yourself from wherever you are standing. Let us know what you do, how you got to know about our club.
Hello everyone, I am Ujwal and I got to know this from Nikhil sir. And I am from Bangalore itself and I stay in Southern Circle. And I currently finished my second PUC.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Madhu. I just completed my second PUC from Transcend and I got to know about Toastmasters from Transcend itself. Nikhil had actually advised me to come and attend this. I live near Banshankar itself and I'm on my way to pursue law in the future. Pursue law in the future.
I completed my second PU. I completed my second PU in SSMRBPU college. I stay in Bangalore.
Thank you. Hope to see you as members of our club very soon.
You are going to be joining which graduation?
BCom.
That also you should tell. Because we don't allow anybody who is not in the graduation stage.
I'm looking to pursue my career in BCom, International Finance.
Thank you. Hoping to see you as members of our club very soon. Now I request our secretary Toastmaster Ujwal to read out the minutes of the meeting number 1360.
Namaste fellow Toastmasters. Here's the minutes of the meeting number 1360 held on the 23rd of March 2026. The theme was Atomic Habits and the word of the week, Jovial. The business session started at 6:25 p.m. and was chaired by the President, Toastmaster Apoorva TR. In the business session, the following points were addressed. Last week we held a joint linkers meet with Republic of Toastmasters, which was a great success. The youth leadership program was scheduled for May and will be conducted by Toastmaster Darshan and Toastmaster Jyoti. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Darshan started the meeting with an introduction about the theme and later handed over the charge to the President, Toastmaster Apoorva TR. The President opened the meeting, spoke on the theme and introduced the Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Deepa. The Master of Ceremonies spoke on the theme and introduced the following role takers for the day. Timer Toastmaster Dharmender, our counter Toastmaster Darshan Omkar, TP Evaluator Toastmaster Sumukh, Grammarian Toastmaster Aparna. The following speakers delivered their prepared speeches. Toastmaster Jyoti P, in the path Presentation Mastery, Level 1 Project 3, evaluated by Distinguished Toastmaster MU Bhat. Second speaker Toastmaster Vijay Upendra, path Presentation Mastery, Project Path Completion, evaluated by Toastmaster Lalana. The table topic session was conducted by Toastmaster Sakshi and had the following speakers. Toastmaster Rahul, Toastmaster Shreyas G, Toastmaster Malegiri Toastmaster Rekha J, Toastmaster Shreya and Toastmaster Aparna, Toastmaster Veerabadrappa, Toastmaster Sumukh, Toastmaster Dharmender, Toastmaster Science. The general evaluation session was conducted by Distinguished Toastmaster A K Prabhakara, and the winners of the week were Best Prepared Speaker Toastmaster Jyoti P, Best Evaluated Distinguished Toastmaster MU Bhat, Best Table Topic Speaker Toastmaster Malegiri Best Role Taker TAPG Toastmaster Aparna, Best Role Taker MTE Toastmaster Deepa. The President closed the meeting at 8:20 p.m. followed by the national anthem. Thank you, and back to the President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujwal. Are there any amendments proposed? If not, I accept MOM of meeting number 1360 and open meeting number 1361. Let me take you all on a journey to a time of unimaginable wealth, power and glory. A dynasty so rich that the whole world looked at it in envy. It was accounted by many foreign travelers in their books that on the streets, gold, diamond, pearls, rupees and all the precious gems was sold by street vendors just like vegetables today. A kingdom so powerful and so strong that it ruled its vast lands with pride. It ruled almost the entire part of southern India, stretching from the Krishna and the Tungabhadra river to the Rameshwaram in the south. And yet it collapsed. I am talking about the mighty Vijayanagar Empire. Once it flourished in the heart of what we call today as Hampi. The Vijayanagar Empire was a symbol of power, trade, culture and architectural brilliance. In the year 1565, after the war of Talikota, everything changed. The empire didn't just lose a battle, it lost its foundation. Its leaders were divided, the strategies were weakened, unity was broken. And slowly, the great civilization collapsed into ruins. Now, when you look at these ruins, they don't just tell a story of defeat. They whisper a warning. Because a collapse is never sudden. It begins quietly and gradually. With overconfidence, with ignored warnings, with small compromises. This is the case not just with empires. Even for us as individuals, we can experience this. When a confident person stops practicing, when a leader stops learning, when a growing individual gets too comfortable, when a member of a club doesn't renew. Slowly, personal growth starts to decline. Not in one big moment, but in small, unnoticed steps. On the brighter side, here is a powerful realization. When a civilization can collapse gradually. It can also be built intentionally. Because the small steps that can lead to the fall can also lead to a rise. One step at a time, one effort at a time, one habit at a time, one brave decision at a time. So, fellow Toastmasters, the real question here is, are we slowly collapsing or consciously building ourselves? Now, let me introduce a person who's constantly evolving through reading books, through stories, and now through the beautiful journey of fatherhood. He's an avid reader who has thousands of stories to share at the tip of his tongue. If you ever want to go for a swim or a jog, you can approach him anytime. He's a full stack developer, software developer professionally who's currently working in quizzes. He enjoys strategy games like Pokemon and Hearts. He's also our treasurer and the Toastmaster of the day who gave this wonderful theme. Please welcome Toastmaster Chethan with a thunderous round of applause.
Everyone, please pull out your phones and search for this word, Lycurgus cup. If you do it, you should find a small cup and a man's figure on the cup. It should be a deep red face and the body probably in purple. I give you another 5 seconds to have a look at the diagram. You can have a look at your neighbors if you're not able to. Now the beauty of this cup is that based on the direction of the light that is thrown at it, it would either be deep green or it would be red and purple. This cup is a relic from 300 AD, the last vestiges of the Roman Empire. A skill that they crafted and we still don't have to this day. It's a glass structure filled with nanomaterials of silver and gold. Nanomaterials in 300 AD. Can you imagine? This beautiful piece of technology, this craftsmanship, no longer exists. Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests. It takes a lot of effort and generational transfer of knowledge to keep ideas going forward. Let's take the space race from the 1960s. If you were a United States citizen back then, you would have seen the amazing progress, and eventually they managed to put a man on the moon. From there, in 1969, when they put a man on the moon, they managed to put satellites that went revolving around the earth and managed to keep people on that as well. From there, it's been a constant decline. Till about 2000, almost nothing happened until most recently SpaceX was launched. Up until then, we saw stagnation. Technology doesn't progress by itself. It requires us to constantly put in effort. In other words, technology automatically degrades. I repeat that, technology automatically degrades. Now, a new technology has indeed entered our realm. This technology is called large language models. It has taken the software industry by storm. Some of the early adopters, for example, GitHub.com, claim that they are doing exceedingly well. When you look at their charts, their availability of the software itself is about 90%. 90% uptime, which means once a week they have an incident. Once a fortnight they have an incident. Which in the software industry is actually unacceptable. If you went back 30 years and you asked the software vendor, what is your uptime? They will tell you it was 5 nines, 99.999 uptime in a year, which means the software would be down for the length of this speech in an entire year. That was the kind of reliability that software is expected to provide. But what have large language models done? They have a knack for producing mediocre software with poor taste. So, if you are a budding professional in any field, large language models are coming to your space. If you are a lawyer, if you are an artist, if you are an architect, a sales professional, a designer, a customer success executive, no matter what you do in life, large language models are coming for you. But I urge each of you not to give up your skills to these large language models, because like all technology, it will deteriorate with time unless we do something about it. So please, if you are at the helm, if you have honed a skill, do not give it up to an LLM, whatever you do. With that, I'd like to take you back to a man from 100 years ago who managed to prevent a collapse of civilization because he created Toastmasters. He created a generation of leaders who have made breakthroughs in all continents. He's the kind of person we all live to worship. This is Rahul Smedley. He started Toastmasters in 1924, and our club, Mekong Communication Club, is 27 years old. It is India's 4th oldest club, and we meet here on Mondays. With that, I would like to dive into the meat of today's meeting. It will have 3 sections. The first is the prepared speech section. The second one will be our table topic section, and finally, we will have the general evaluation in the second half. So with that, let's get into our role takers for the day. We have these role takers are going to be the pillars of strength. They're going to give us assessments so we can improve ourselves. Let's start with our timer, Toastmaster Aparna.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chethan. Good evening, everyone. As a time management person here, I would like to quote Bruce Lee. He once said, if you love life, don't waste time, for time is what life is made of. I hope you all agree with that. As a timer for today's meeting, I will time all the role players during the meeting. I will highlight the minimum, intermediate and maximum time for prepared speech, which will be of 5 to 7 minutes. Green card at 5 minutes, yellow for 6 and red for 7. Table topic will be for 1 to 2 minutes, and I will show green card for 1 minute, 1.5 seconds, 1 minute 1.5 minutes yellow card, and 2 minutes red card. For evaluators, 2 to 3 minutes is the time slot. At 2 minutes, I will show the green card, yellow at 2.5 and red at 3. I would request all the role players to stick to the allotted time and help us finish this meeting on time. Thank you so much.
Next, let's hear from our half-counter Toastmaster Shreyas.
Good evening everyone. I am the accounter for today. My role is to listen carefully to all speakers and note any filler words such as like, you know, etc. Repeated words or unnecessary sounds. In the end of the meeting, I will give my report.
Next, let's hear from our Grammarian, Distinguished Toastmaster A K Prabhakara.
As a grammarian, I will track good usage and not so good usage of English language. and I'll give the evaluation during the general evaluation session when called upon to do so. Over to Master Shreyas.
Finally, let's hear from our parliamentary procedure evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster MU Bhat.
Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. Any formal meeting to be effective, there are certain meeting etiquettes to be followed, as you all agree. Toastmasters meeting is a formal meeting, and we mainly follow 4 business etiquettes or meeting etiquettes. Now, one is no one will enter or exit during when the speech is going on. We have put up a board and that. And only if you are so urgent, probably when the applause is going on, and then we can talk. That's the one thing. Number 1. No one will talk about anything related to sex, politics, and religion. Number 3, there will not be any cross-talk during the meeting, and the phones will be on silent mode all the time. I will keep track of these, any transgressions if any, and submit my report during the general evaluation. Back to sir.
With that, let's dive into the first session, the most exciting first session, the prepared speeches. Our first speech will be delivered by Toastmaster Dharmender. It will be evaluated by Toastmaster Deepa. Let's have the guidelines, please.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. This member is completing their first speech in Toastmasters. The goal of the evaluation is to give the member an effective evaluation of their speech and delivery style. Because the icebreaker is the first project a member completes, you may choose to use only the note section and not the numerical score. All the best to the speaker, and back to you.
Our first speech will be delivered by a handsome young man, Toastmaster Dharmender. His speech is titled, "The Promise I Broke to Grow." The Promise I Broke to Grow, Toastmaster Dharmender.
Let me start with a story. When I was in grade 3, for the first time in my life, I wanted to dance in my school program. It was not a competition, just a group dance for the inauguration ceremony. Most of my classmates had been performing on the stage since grade 1, but I had never participated. This time, I took it seriously. I decided to join the dance group. The teacher started choreographing us, and I was placed in the first row. We had about 20 days to practice. I practiced sincerely for 19 days. During the practice, I even bought the dance costume. In the final practice session, that is one day before the school program, a teacher decided to evaluate everyone and remove those students who weren't performing well. After that session, she called my name and removed me from the group, saying you weren't dancing well. There were less than 16 hours left for the program. I was replaced by another student whose mother was also a teacher and sitting among the same teachers group. In that moment, my emotions changed from exciting about to perform for the first time in life to feeling completely left out and broken. I cried. In fact, I cried a lot. The next day, I sat in the audience, watched my group perform. When the audience applauded, my pain only grew stronger. In that moment, I made a decision in my life, within myself. I will never step onto the stage again. I will never perform again. And today is the third day. This is my first stage appearance in my life. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Good evening. Today I am here to share my journey and the purpose for joining the Toastmasters. Starting with my childhood, I was born on 30th December 1997 into a Marwadi family in a small village called Amner in Rajasthan. My father's name is Madhu. He is the sole earner and works as a wholesale dealer in silver articles. My mother name is Poonam Devi. She is a homemaker. And I am the eldest child in my family. I also have two younger sisters, Raksha, Harsha. I began schooling at Cambridge English School. Ironically, even though English was in the name, no one spoke in English, including teachers. From nursery to 7th grade, I don't remember hearing a single complete sentence in English. Later, I moved to Prarthana High School. This shift changed my life. For the first time in my life, everyone around me was speaking in English. I struggled to understand what they were saying. Even when I understood, I didn't know how to respond. I remember one incident clearly. I had taken 10 days of leave, sick leave, due to jaundice. When I returned back, my math teacher asked for the notes. I replied, I will absent for 10 days. Instead of, I was absent for 10 days. Everyone in the classroom looked at me. I didn't even know whether I had spoken correctly or not. Until then, I had never really learned grammar. The grammar textbooks were given to us, but never taught us. It took me almost a year to adjust to the new cycle, and slowly I improved and passed my 10th standard with distinction class. After 10th standard, I joined Jain College, Vipuram, and chose science, mainly because my friends chose it. This decision brought another shift in my life. Not in terms of studies, but in terms of lifestyle. I started bunking classes, going to the movies, malls and restaurants. Enjoyment slowly became my priority. This affected my academic life very badly. My grades dropped from distinction class to first class. After PUC, I joined KS School of Engineering and Management as an electrical and electronic engineer student. This time, my focus further drifted away. I started smoking and drinking. At one point, I was almost addicted, but the lockdown helped me to reduce these habits. I graduated in year 2020 as an electrical engineer only by degree, but not by knowledge. So after graduating, I decided to move into IT. I trained into software testing and got a job as a QA engineer at Byju's. I got a very good package. In fact, a very good money. I had money, weekends with friends, and comfortable lifestyle. But still, something was missing. I didn't feel the growth. I didn't feel the purpose. Then came a turning point. I got laid off from my job. That moment forced me to reflect. I had two choices. To continue with the same lifestyle or take charge of your life and transform yourself. I chose transformation. I left my IT career and joined the family business. And I started identifying the things which are holding back me in my life. But one thing which came out clearly was communication. From school to college to professional life, communication has always been my weakest part. That is why I am here. I am here to improve my communication, to learn the art of storytelling, because I have many stories in my life which I want to share with the world. Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful speech, Toastmaster Dharmender. Our second speech will be by Toastmaster Darshan. His speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Ujwal. Let's have the guidelines, please.
Namaste, fellow Toastmasters. The member is delivering the speech, evaluation and feedback, and this is their first speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. I wish the member all the very best, and back to the Master of Ceremonies.
Our second speaker is a final year graduate in electronics engineering. He gives humorous speeches at this club and never fails to entertain us. He talks about his habits but never actually talks about them. So let's give it up for Toastmaster Darshan Omkar with a speech titled Life is Full of Surprises. Life is Full of Surprises, Darshan Omkar.
In September 2021, a man stood on his wedding stage. He looked perfect, but if you notice deeply, you see a thick makeup covering severe acne on his face. He was also slightly leaning towards one side, hiding a nagging pain in his knee. Everyone thought he was a happy groom, but behind that smile was a ticking time bomb. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. This is a story about my friend. He was 28 years old when he got married. It was a normal, arranged marriage. He was a kind of a person who always worried about the future. He never spent money, he never smoked or drank, and he was a spiritual person who always visited temples and did pujas. After marriage, he went on a trip with his wife. They were enjoying life and planning for the future. But he had some knee pain and severe acne on his body, but everyone thought it was normal. But after a few months, the knee pain became unbearable. So he visited a doctor in Mysore who suggested a better hospital in Bangalore. So after MRI scans and tests, the doctors advised him to visit HCG hospital. HCG hospital is a place people wish they never have to visit in their life. After further tests, it was confirmed blood cancer, leukemia. Doctors also said it was in high risk stage. At that time, his wife was 2 months pregnant. So she asked the doctor whether the baby would be affected. The doctor said, no, the chances are very low. Even then, within 6 months of marriage, she got an abortion and filed for divorce. In a short time, my friend lost his health, his life partner, his unborn baby, and the life he had just started. After diagnosis, the doctors immediately started chemotherapy. Since he was in high risk stage, the treatment was intense and continued for a long time. It was the most difficult phase of his life. He became very weak. His life was just hospitals, medicines, and bills on repeat. His parents tried everything possible in order to save him. He was their only son. They spent lakhs of rupees on his treatment. And finally, after 2 years of struggle, the doctors said all the cancer cells have been killed and no longer detectable. For the first time in years, everyone felt happy. It felt like the worst phase was finally over. Life slowly started becoming normal again. But there is one serious problem with blood cancer. Even after treatment, there is a chance that it can return. And if it returns, it comes back even more aggressively. Unfortunately, after a few months, he started seeing the symptoms again. The cancer had returned. This time, the doctor said the only option left was bone marrow transplant from his sister, which was done. But his body could not adapt and recover fast enough. So he became very weak and the infection spread rapidly. Around that time, I had planned for a 2-week trip with my friends. I had a strong feeling that I might not see him again. So I visited him a day before I left. When he saw me, he broke down as if he already knew his time had come. He just wanted the suffering to end, but it was not ending. Even then, the doctors kept him on life support because of hospital's procedures and formalities. I said my final goodbye and I left. After 2 days, I received a call saying he is no more. He was just 31 years old. His death made me realize how fragile life is and how one life can affect so many other lives. Within 3 months of divorce, his wife got married again and now she has a baby. If she had decided to stay, she would have suffered her entire life. She made the right choice to move on early. Before marriage, we all check everything: family background, horoscope, career. But no one asks for health reports or medical certificates of the person they are marrying. Looking back, even before marriage, his body showed warning signs. The doctors later said the frequent knee pain and unusual skin issues could have been the early indicators, but they were ignored. If we had gotten complete health body checkup earlier, maybe the disease would have been found sooner. Maybe his wife wouldn't have to go through all this. Maybe he might have survived. His story showed me how quickly life can change. In life, we plan everything: career, money, future. But we ignore health. We think we have time, but we don't know how many birthdays we can celebrate. So take care of your health and live your life in present, because life is full of surprises. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Darshan, for a super well-crafted speech. Let's move on from our first section to the second section, the table topics session. It has been a great session rather today, so hopefully table topics will light things up. Our table topics master, Toastmaster Latha, is a corporate skills trainer specializing in leadership and communication. She is the ex-president of Icon Communication Club. She's done her BCom from Jain College and PGDM from Symbiosis. She loves to read, travel, cook and dance. Let's give it up for our table topics master, Toastmaster Latha.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests.
Good evening.
For table topic session for the guest, it is impromptu speech wherein we give you 2 minutes, we give you a topic, you need to come behind the lectern and speak. I would request all the speakers whom I might call behind the lectern with the topic. If you are not able to speak, please stay behind the lectern for at least a minute. Prepare yourself. This is something where we all want to come. It is challenging, for some people it's dangerous, but it's very exciting to be behind here, wherein you are given an impromptu topic. Very exciting part of a Toastmasters meeting. Now to start off, the theme, collapse of civilization. My first topic for the day is artificial intelligence or human intelligence. Artificial intelligence or human intelligence, your take on it and why. Your take on it and why. This goes to Toastmaster Giridas.
Artificial intelligence or human intelligence, which one is my take? Obviously, it will be human intelligence. I think I said sometimes back. One of the perils of this artificial intelligence is the loss of cognition. metacognition or cognition. Cognition is something which is the important trait of a human being, which is to comprehend the information, understand the information, and to reproduce it. So that is one of the basic fundamental things in the way how human beings learn and grow. And the way we are consuming the artificial intelligence, it is rather than equipping ourselves with the tools to comprehend the knowledge, it is making us slaves. I'm not against the artificial intelligence, but the way we are consuming it is really alarming. If I take my example, I have completely stopped writing emails for the last 5 to 6 months in a way that I used to write professionally. I used to consume all the information, organize it structurally, go through the mail and then write it. But nowadays, in a jiffy, everything gets written and just I need to compile it and send it to the respective people. It so happens that we are so used to this kind of autopilot mode that my boss called me once and told me, see, you are using this email, but the thing is you are missing some very important information that you used to add before you were using the artificial intelligence. He told me that it's okay to use it, but use it judiciously and use it consciously. So I don't think we are equipped enough or mature enough to consume the artificial intelligence in a way that we want to do it. That's my take on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Malegiri Das, for your take on the topic. My next topic is loss of civic sense in today's world. Loss of civic sense in today's world. And the next speaker, whomever I'm calling, I request them to relate to a personal story and talk about it. For this, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Lalana.
Good evening, Toastmasters, and welcome guests.
Good evening.
Loss of civic sense in today's society.
Yes, today's society. I think with a personal experience what we have.
Yeah. I go for a walk in a park every day. I live in January block, so there are many parks around. So sometimes what I have observed is when I'm walking in a park, people sometimes in the cars and in the two-wheelers, they throw the garbage bags on the footpath and they just drive off. Like they think nobody is seeing, but it's very sad to see that they'll be on their way to work. So they think they're saving time maybe, or maybe they have a problem disposing of the garbage or whatever. But it's very sad to see intelligent people doing this. And there are so many resources now. Suppose they're living in an apartment, I think all of them have this facility for separating dry garbage, wet garbage, and they have different colored bins. And if they spend a little more time, maybe the previous day or maybe get up a little early, they can probably avoid this. And most of us also have seen when we're traveling in the cars, like people throwing chocolate wrappers and other things out of the car windows. So we should try to, of course, educate our own children, and if we see them, we should try to educate them and tell them not to do it. But educated people only do all this actually. The other people, they know how to dispose of the garbage and all that. So it's really very sad. I hope people realize that and don't repeat this again. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lalana. It's always seen that educated people do more of things what uneducated people never do. Next question. Should military training be made compulsory for all the citizens in India? Should military training be made compulsory for all citizens in India? This goes to Toastmaster Sakshi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Latha, and good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I wish I had to just give an answer in the form of yes or no, but it's a 1 minute topic, so I have to speak about military training. So I think yes, it should be given, but if people like me who who is lazy, who is lazy in waking at 5 a.m. and once I went to military camp and seeing what is the structure they are following, the discipline. Even if you are a seconds late, they will not allow you. So if it was taught in the beginning itself, in the childhood, we would have learned the time management there itself, the discipline, the sincerity towards the things. So, and the most importantly, the nationality, which we think, which I think, many people are not lagging. Many people are lagging because of the knowledge we don't have. So I think yes, military training should be a part of our school curriculum. Not just military, many other practical exercises should be included in our school curriculum, so that we learn these basic principles like time management, logical thinking, critical thinking, these skills which are very basic for any area, any exam to succeed, or any area where you want to go. So thank you, and thank you, that's my take on it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sakshi. Yes, military training should be made compulsory in today's world. The next topic is, recently we had LPG crisis, and I think it's still continuing. So it's a going on situation. What is your take on the LPG cylinder crisis? Your take on LPG cylinder crisis. Toastmaster Rahul.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
So how many of us are cooking in the home? Can I have a show of hands? Okay. And how many of us are attending any business meetings in hotels here, there, any of them? Yeah. So I'll just say one thing. Today's world, the same question incidentally I discussed yesterday, okay, with one of the person, and he told me very insightful thing on that. Our perception is set by the narrative of the media. You just go and order cylinder, and next 15 days, next 2 days you'll have cylinder at your home. You go and check business bookings. Yeah, we have to be judicious about the use, but the narrative which is being sent out in the media is completely opposite to what reality we are facing. And it is high time that we, as a citizens, we should say, no boss, this is not going on and I am getting cylinders on time. Actually, we should be supporting our country in this stage where we are taking it to other way by just spreading the wrong information. Your one post, your one right information can create a difference, can create a positive impact on the people around you, and wash away negativity in all the sense, I would like to say. Because I also was the narrative like, let us order quickly, and when you order today, next 2 days you have, and after 15 days, if you order again, you are getting it. This obviously they are saying that the restaurants have been shut down and all. I'll be the first person to know that, because being a chartered accountant, we get return filings and all. Nothing of that sort is happening. Everything is on peace, and if you want to know India's cylinder reserves, it is efficient for next 8 months. Okay, and they have reserves which are set, so no need to worry. That's my take. And back to.
We just needed the clarity. That's why I chose this topic. You are the right person for this topic. The next topic is decline of joint family system in today's world. Decline of joint family system in today's world, and this topic goes to Toastmaster Veerabadrappa.
Ellarigu namaskara. Very good subject table topic master has given to me. Decline of joint family. I always love to be in the midst of the people. That is my nature. Whereas my wife is quite diametrically opposite to me. Don't think this is a real thing which has happened. So I had an ambition of marrying a doctor. God has helped me to marry a doctor. In my house, my sister's son was there. All some 4 or 5 people were studying and they were there. Moment when my wife entered to the house, the first thing what she did was, can anybody tell me? She made all the people to go. Very pathetic. I can't do anything. That was even though I run a factory with 250 people there, I can't do anything because I have to oblige her. So it is a pathetic, very pathetic condition to see when they have a child, they do not understand the importance of the family members in this thing. It is I don't know what is in their brain to think on that one. Giant family is one of the best things because the children will learn values from the elders. They have a wisdom that is most important. Children's path will be decided by the giant family members. So in my family we had about 11 members. So it was a fantastic thing. Even now sometimes when I sit here, how nice it was to there. So I used to enjoy, we used to sleep outside and enjoy the nature and other things. Giant family was there, which was this thing. My dear friends, please try to live in giant family, which has many advantages. Many advantages you will realize if you stay there, and your children will grow in a more ethical way and all these things will happen. I hope you all will follow my advice and move in this direction. Even though it has become a very rare in nowadays, they want only 2 people. Who are those 2 people? Wife and husband. So, such is the pathetic condition. Our values have been degraded. Thank you very much.
I hope these all sayings are going to help us and motivate us to remain in a joint family. Our next topic is effective public speaking. Effective public speaking, why is it the need of the hour? Effective public speaking, why is it the need of the hour? And this topic goes to Toastmaster Aadishwar.
Madam Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters and very good guests. So why is effective public speaking needed? Yeah. Till date, I'm still scared to come behind the lectern unprepared and whenever you ask me any random topic to talk about. But once I go there and sit there, or after this meeting gets over, I realize, okay, however I spoke today, but I could at least speak in front of people. I was there. I learned something. I couldn't teach people, but people taught me. I learned something, and every day I take something home and go from here, whenever I go. And effective public speaking, why is it required? Sometimes you have the knowledge, you have the skill, but you cannot tell it or teach it to people. You cannot convey it, and that's why public speaking takes place there. That you have to convey your thoughts, or else you can be like what you know everything, you're great at it, but people don't know, right? And how will you communicate to them? So that's why I feel public speaking is the need of the hour, and yeah, that's why I've joined Toastmasters and I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aadishwar. Let's all join Toastmasters and become effective public speakers. History is not a straight line, but a circle. History is not a straight line, but a circle. Toastmaster Sridevi.
Good evening, Toastmasters and Toastmaster Latha in particular. I thought she doesn't know me, so I won't get a topic today. I was relaxing there. I just want to introduce myself first. I'm Sridevi and I was a MECON member and I've rejoined and I'm so happy to be here. And about the topic,
History is not a straight line, but a circle.
So a lot of things that happen in our lives, we always have this, sometimes we get this deja vu feeling, right? We feel like we've said this before, we've done this before. And does it mean that it's already occurred in our life, or is it because it's just a thing that goes on in our mind at that moment? And also, if I see what is referred to in Mahabharata, they say that it's happened so many times over and over again, and we are just witnessing and experiencing it in Kali Yuga as well. So that is why I feel like history is not just a line but a circle, and it's like the karma that keeps coming back to us, and I think that is what the topic means. And back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sridevi, and welcome back to the One Communication Club. The next topic. The faster we run, the faster we fail. The faster we run, the faster we fail. Toastmaster Vijay Upendra.
Thank you, table topic master. Good evening, Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Faster we run, faster we reach. I don't agree with this in the first place. Faster you run, you are likely to fall down also. You should understand your ability to run at what speed is more important than blindly running fast. That's what we have done majority of our lifetime. We followed somebody else. We forgot our own inner qualities of leadership. And losing the track, comparing with the external world, feeling less of ourselves. Why this fast running is required is a question now. Instead, go slowly. Understand your own strengths. You have your own track. Nobody can get into it. Nor you can get into somebody else's track also. Such is the case, why hurry? What is the need? The reason behind that is, we always aim for validation from the external world. Why it is required? That means somebody has to validate me that I am capable of. That's not required. Because my confidence is built by my own abilities to achieve. So I don't believe in this point of running faster and so that we can achieve the goals faster. I don't believe in that at all. To give an example, I took almost 1 year to learn to speak in English when I joined my first year PUC, because till SLC I studied in Telugu medium, not even in my mother tongue. I took 1 year. In my own pace I learned. So I did not bother about the external world at all. It's always better. Understand yourself, chalk out your life. All the best. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay Upendra. They always tell slow and study wins the race. Strong people make good times. Strong people make good times. Good times make weak people. Strong people make good times. Good times make weak people. Toastmaster Shuba.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests.
Good evening.
Strong.
Strong people equals to good times.
Strong people make good times. Good times make weak people.
So strong people make weak people.
Strong people make good times. And good times make weak people.
I think this is a matter of how you see if the time is good or bad. So, if you are mentally in a good state of mind, you will have a good time. Any other way. So, if you're waiting in a bus stand and it suddenly starts to pour and you have no umbrella, if you're in a good state of mind, you'll probably dance in the rain. You'll probably invite vehicles to come and spray you because you enjoyed it. But if you're mentally already in a weak state, your boss has shouted at you, given you like 35 changes to do on a Friday night, and then it starts raining at the bus stop, you will probably want to, I don't know, disappear forever, or wish that it didn't rain, and yeah, it's more of a state of mind. Everyone is weak or strong in their own stride. I might be strong at art but weak at math, but all in all, I like to have good times. I'm sure everyone likes to have good times. Not Kingfisher, but yeah.
Thank you, Toastmasters Shuba, for giving a humor touch to the topic. We tell that strong people make good times. It means that whenever there are strong people coming in, whatever difficulties they come, they make it a good time for them. And whenever there's a good time, they're good time to make weak people. They do not give birth to strong people because they're already getting what they want. That was the take on the particular thing I was looking at. Now, moving to the next topic. Would you like to know how are you going to die or when are you going to die? What would you like to know? How are you going to die or when you are going to die? Toastmaster Madhu.
Thank you, Game Topic Master, for this offbeat topic. While I do think about my own mortality a lot, I really haven't thought about how I want to die or when I want to die. I think the best place to answer that would be one of those books, 1,000 Stupid Ways to Die, because I've always thought of getting those books and like understanding what minute way can like a person off themselves. So I'd have to crack my head over this topic a bit, but you know what? I think going out in a good way is the best way possible. So if I'm going out all guns blazing, doing all the horrible things that I can do, probably, just like commit a lot of pranks on people, like serious pranks that like they get really angry with, and they want to kill me. And like once they do catch me, probably like, they can off me that way, and then they'll all be in prison or something. So I think that'd be a funny way to go out. When do I want to go? I always think about immortality, living forever. So I do not want to go. So if there is a time, I hope it's like millennia in the future, because I do want to see how things progress. I do want to see like how the humans progress. Recently, I've seen a documentary, not a documentary, but a series called as Dinosaurs on Netflix. It basically shows the scale as to how much for the amount of time that dinosaurs were there, 179 million years, and we think that they were only there for like a couple of thousand years. So when it comes to humans, we've only been here for like 5,000 years. So I still want to see how things go. So by the time I'm in my 70s or 80s, if they've invented some cryotechnology, probably I'd preserve myself. But I do not want to go. Probably if I'm going, then I'd commit a lot of pranks and get people to.
You came back with a loud bang. Thank you, Mr. Madhu. The second last topic, your biggest hope for future. Your biggest hope for future. Toastmaster Sumukh.
Good evening, Toastmasters, and welcome guests.
Good evening.
So my biggest hope for future. Some people do have hopes, and some have dystopian point of view about AI coming and taking over their jobs and all. I feel AI can create a utopia for our future and give us a hope and give us a comfortable lifestyle in future. I feel my biggest hope for the future is all of us get enough opportunities to grow using AI and AI models and create something spectacular and witness something crazy in our own lifetimes. We have all these crazy imaginations of man going on Mars and discovering aliens and stuff. So we can actually have answers for all our curiosities in our own lifetime, and we can actually make great impact and have a crazy life. So yeah, that's my hope for the future. Thank you.
My last topic for the day. Who is responsible for collapse of a civilization? Who is responsible for the collapse of a civilization? Toastmaster Abhijit.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
The topic given to me is who is responsible for the collapse of the civilization. I feel the greed in human is the reason for collapse of all the civilizations. So when we see every civilization, people when they get power and more money, they want to acquire more, and because of these wars happens, and that lead to mass destructions, and that leads to collapse of the civilization. Thank you.
Thank you all. I hope you all had a wonderful table topic session. I hand over the charge back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chethan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Latha, for the wonderful table topic session. I'd like to remind you that I concluded my last speech saying we should submit to LLMs. There is a reason for this. When one or two people give up their jobs saying, hey, LLMs can do a better job, it's fine. When we all do it, it would lead to the collapse of a civilization. It would lead to a future that is deeply mediocre, not ones that the AI companies are propagating, something about existential doom, it taking over our lives, it's going to create mass destruction. No, it's just going to be bloody mediocre. That's it. Thank you. So with that, let's break for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Thank you. Good evening once again, Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Let's get back to business, because breakfast is the feedback is the breakfast of the champions. Now that I think about it, the reverse might be true as well, right? Breakfast is the feedback of champions. Okay. Anyways, our general evaluator for today is a construction technologist at Autodesk. He knows his way with coffee. He's a gym buff. He's a CrossFit enthusiast. So he's a master storyteller. Let's give it up for Toastmaster Rahul.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Feedback is the breakfast of the champions. Now LPG is, you're not getting LPG, so you better take this. Our meeting started at 6:25 p.m. and our president mentioned about the youth leadership program. And if you know anyone who wants to improve public speaking, let them know. And she said it happens between April 12th to May 31st. Then our SAA, Toastmasters Sachin, opened the meeting for the title, for the theme, Collapse of the Civilization. What I really liked about your introduction is that how you mentioned a series of mistakes over a long period of time collapsed the empire, and you connected it with life, and you talked about self-disruption. I really like that. The area if you can improve upon, one area would be, when you're calling the president, you need to increase the volume. Ladies and gentlemen, she is a fitness enthusiast. She is a travel enthusiast, and she's a foodie. She is as important as the President of America. Let's introduce our president. So when you introduce with a loud voice, what happens is she will get that energy. So the energy creates energy. When you are behind the lectern, 50% is energy that you need to bring on stage. So that is something that you can work upon. Our president's speech, week after week, it's getting better. And I also really like your speech, today's speech. So I will not comment more on that. I will move on to the next section. Before I go into the auxiliary role takers, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Deepa to provide her report or evaluation for Toastmaster Dharmender.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good
evening. And a special good evening to my target speaker, Dharmender, Toastmaster. Today you have completed your icebreaker session, so congratulations first of all for that. And let me start with the where you excelled at. To start with, you said you are coming for the very first time behind the lectern, but we didn't feel. I personally didn't feel because your confidence was so great, entire speech, and the eye contact was excellent because you have covered the entire room. And the next one is you shared about your childhood and about your education, family background, and about your job. So that's the project purpose, and you successfully completed it. And you used good hand gestures, especially when you said about your sisters and about your education, like nursery to 7th grade, and about your distinction. So your hand gestures were extremely good. So what you may work on or challenge yourself is, there is only one thing, especially the body language, the leg movement, what I could say. You were going backward and the front one. And especially when you used, while you were speaking about your father and mother, that were good. The horizontal were good, the vertical movement were probably you could improve on it. So overall it was a great speech. To summarize, the confidence level was good, the eye contact was good, and the purpose of the project you have completed, and hand gestures were extremely good. And you may work on is only about your leg movement, or that is the only thing. So look forward for more speeches from you. All the best for you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa, for a great evaluation. She said the areas that you did well and the areas that you can improve upon, and she also summarized, so a job well done from your end. And Toastmaster Dharmender, fantastic speech. This is your first speech, and you were able to deliver it in a flow and clarity. And all the best to the speeches that we look forward to seeing from you. And with that, a round of applause to Toastmaster Deepa and Toastmaster Dharmender. Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Ujwal to provide his evaluation for Toastmaster Darshan.
Life is fragile. See and think about how you treat it. That's definitely a message that I am taking home. Namaste fellow Toastmasters and my target speaker, Toastmaster Darshan. Here are a few things that help you convey that message effectively. Starting off with your content. Your content was clean and clear and very easy to follow. Despite the subject being dense, it was very easy for us to follow. The second thing was the story. Stories sell, and personal stories do it all the more better. Being an incident that you witnessed, that you were a part of, helped us connect better because we could see things from your perspective. The next thing was the ending, that was your conclusion and the call to action, which is the most important aspect of your entire story. Telling us what was it that we need to understand, what was it that we need to take from your story and inculcate into our lives. Here are a few things that can help you take your speech to the next level. Starting off with your hands that were clasped throughout the speech. From the start till the end, your hands went 2 inches apart and back to the same position. I would encourage you to rather use hand gestures. Like when you say, I received a call. That would have been an apt gesture rather than saying, I received a call. The second thing is your voice modulation. Throughout your entire speech, your voice was stagnant and at the same pitch, same volume, and same emotion. You could have used voice modulation much better when you said, how about this? He was diagnosed with cancer versus he was diagnosed with cancer. A small pause and deepening your voice conveys the effect much better. And the shock could have been said, she was 2 months pregnant versus she was 2 months pregnant. Do you see the difference? Similarly, finally there was a glimmer of hope, a bone marrow transplant. And when you said, she filed for divorce, adding that little bit of emotion, voice modulation into your story and giving that slight pause can help you convey the effect much better. And along the same lines in voice modulation, every few words that you speak, you do. And that's very audible. I would suggest that you work on it to make it not audible and not break the flow of your speech. Rather, after every few sentences or every few words, take a slight gap to adjust yourself. The third thing is your stage movement. Throughout the speech, once again, you're standing in the same position. This being a speech of less energy, of a subject that was heavy, not much stage movement was required, but a slight action here where you said knee movement and he was limping could have conveyed the effect much better, painting a much vivid picture. In conclusion, you had a great personal story that was easy for us to follow and had a great conclusion and a call to action. The things that you could work upon were your hand gestures, your voice modulation, and your swallowing every few words, and your stage movement. With that, wishing you all the very best for your future speeches, and back to the single evaluation.
A great evaluation by Toastmaster Ujwal, our area champion in evaluation. And he has mastered the art of evaluation. I asked Ujwal, how are you? He said, life is fragile. Raja, you're asking me, how are you? Instead of, so it became like an evaluation, normal conversation. So he has mastered at that level. It was a perfect evaluation by Toastmaster Ujwal. And Toastmaster Darshan, usually when you come behind the lectern, I hear a lot of humor from your end and I have heard humorous speeches from your end, but today it was more serious. You took another route and it was inspiring as well, so I really enjoyed your speech. A round of applause to Toastmaster Ujwal and Toastmaster. Next, I would like to call upon our auxiliary role takers. Now, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Aparna, who has taken up the role as a timer, to give her report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raja, and now I will present my report. So we started today's session at 6:26 p.m. Sachin, Sergeant Arms, took 2 minutes 60 seconds. President addressed, I have not, I'm still learning and I have done certain mistakes where I have not calculated President, how much time she took and other major roles. But here is report on previous meeting by Toastmaster Ujwal. He took 1 minute 43 seconds. Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Chethan. That I missed because it has to be calculated and I'm unaware how to do it yet. The speaker of the day, Toastmasters Dharmender, took 7 minutes 24 seconds. Evaluator Toastmaster Deepa took 1 minute 51 seconds. Toastmaster Darshan was the speaker of the day, took 6 minutes 3 seconds. Evaluator Toastmaster Darshan took 3 minutes 25 seconds. And table topics, you want me to mention the table topics?
No, anybody went above, just mention above.
Nobody went above the time except in table topic
Toastmaster Malegiri and Toastmaster Veerabadrappa. Others remain in the time zone itself. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Aparna, for taking up the timer role for the first time. Because I remember when I took the timer role for the first time, they said they gave me the cards. I came here, and that day I watched Avengers Endgame. So I decided to talk about Avengers Endgame for the timer role. So you did a fantastic job today.
Thank you.
And I also liked the Bruce Lee quote that you added. All auxiliary role takers, you can add a few quotes about the particular role. It will add more impact to the role that you're taking. If you love life, don't waste time. Time is what life is made of. So that was, I liked it. So a round of applause to Toastmaster Aparna. Now I would like to call Toastmaster Shreyas to give his report as our counter.
This is my report. Toastmaster Sachin 1A, Toastmaster Apoorva 2 pauses, Toastmaster Chethan flawless, Toastmaster Aparna 4A, Toastmaster Shreyas 1A, Toastmaster Dharmender 1A and 1 pause, Toastmaster Deepa 2A, Toastmaster Darshan 1 pause, Toastmaster Ujwal flawless, Toastmaster Latha flawless, Toastmaster Malegiri 2 A's, Toastmaster Lalana 1A, Toastmaster Sakshi 5 A's, and so used many times. Toastmaster Rahul flawless, Toastmaster Veerabadrappa flawless, Toastmaster Aadishwar flawless, Toastmaster Sridevi 1A, Toastmaster Vijay Upendra flawless, Toastmaster Shuba 1A, Toastmaster Madhu flawless, Toastmaster Raja 1A, Toastmaster Sumukh used A for more than 5 times and many times. Toastmaster Abhijit flawless. And this is my
Toastmaster Shreyas, this is your first time you're taking the role, right? So congratulations on completing, taking this role as an accountant. And if there is only 1 or 2 R's and ums, you can ignore. If it is more than maybe 3 or 4, then you can mention. Otherwise, if it is 1 or 2, you can ignore that. A job well done. A round of applause to. Oh, now when I'm about to call Grammarian, I'm thinking the word of the day. I did not use that. I would like to call upon our DTM AKP for giving the
AK Prabhakara.
AK,
Please, full name.
Okay, AK Prabhakara to give us
My name has to be in place. Maybe A copy, but it's different. Thank you, General Evaluator. As he said, none of our speakers have used the word of the day, knack. They had the knack of not using the knack. Most of the majority, the grammar was in place. The sergeant at arms, we have the habit of saying that please keep the mobile on silent. It should be, please keep the mobile on silent mode. It should be completed. This is one thing. It's a general kind of thing that happens week after week. Then the good usages were fragility of life. Life is full of surprises. I use it judiciously and consciously. One not so good usage, you can say that it's differently, but it's regarding pronunciation. Instead of pronouncing sincerity, it was sincerity. We Indians have that kind of thing. We have to be used. Yes, no, all right, come here, go here, it goes into this also. So it's pronounced sincerity, it is not sincerity. Okay. The right, another good usage is spreading wrong info or negative info. Pathetic condition, degraded ones, the good usages. But on the whole, grammar was of the very high order, I would say. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM A K Prabhakara. Masterful evaluation and report from him. Next, I would like to call upon DTM MU Bhat to provide his report as the PP.
Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome this. Our club always prided itself in maintaining a very high level of keeping the meeting etiquettes. And today was no different. I could not hear anybody speaking about sex, politics and religion. There was no crosstalk. Nobody entered when the meeting was going on except giving applause. I thought I was successful today to catch Madhu, but it was the photo finish. And the last applause died down, he was on his seat, so he made it beautiful. So otherwise, it's an excellent meeting. I think we should keep this kind of business etiquettes all the time. Congratulations to all of us. Back to you.
All right. Next, I would like to go to the evaluation of our table topic masters, Toastmaster Latha. Today's table topic section, I really liked it. You came up with long topics, but people were able to understand that. Usually when people go with a long topic, we may ask, hey, what is the topic again? And I didn't see much of that. And you also gave relevant topics, so we got some lot of new information that we have reserved only for 8 months. I can tell my wife now about that. Rahul was telling. And a humorous speech from Veerabadrappa. And so all the topics you gave to the relevant people, and I really enjoyed that. If I have to say anything to improve upon, maybe there was one topic where it was again more on the content. Strong people, just correct me if I'm wrong, if any of you have heard this before. Strong people make good times makes weak people. Is it weak men make bad times and bad times make strong men?
It's the same.
Yeah.
The same.
The same.
Okay, so maybe the causation is different. Here we are saying weak men make bad times.
So what I want to tell is, when the times are good, they make strong people. What I want to tell is, the good times create strong people. Weak times create strong people. So whenever the good times coming, the people stop working on their abilities and they start becoming weaker. So that was what I wanted to bring on that particular point.
Thank you, Toastmaster Latha. A round of applause to her, to our table topic. When I first saw the title, Collapse of Civilization, I knew it was Toastmaster Chethan. Only he can come up with such topics because he's a avid reader and he talks about different things. And I really enjoyed your introduction when you said search for the Lycurgus cup, and then 380 they used this nano material which no longer exists. It was a deep thought because there are so many things that we developed through the centuries, and it got lost. And then we are glad that at least now we have technology to save many of the things that we are finding at this stage after the technology came. But we can keep on going, telling from literature, art, even people going to the moon, right? Something happened after that, and people were not able to figure out how to do that. So I really enjoyed that opening, and the way you conducted the entire meeting, for people, all of that was smooth. If there is one thing that can be improved is the connection of in your speech, the connection of how the transfer of knowledge across generations is very difficult. And instead of saying LLM, you could have said AI, because some people did not understand what an LLM means. You would have said AI. And then also, how are you connecting with this particular theme? So you said do not submit to LLMs. What does that mean, right? So you can articulate it a little bit more and think of what are the other phrases that we can put to connect directly with the story that you're telling. Other than that, a fantastic job. A round of applause to. We are at the end of the report. I'll give it back to our Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raja. I think we have successfully finished all 3 sections of the meeting. I'd urge all of you to cast the votes if you haven't done so already. Take a couple of minutes to do that. Meanwhile, let's call back our President, Toastmaster Apoorva. By the way, this entire thing was inspired by a talk by the same title. It's called Preventing the Collapse of a Civilization by an indie game developer named Jonathan Blow. So I repeat that, Preventing the Collapse of a Civilization, which came out in 2019. It is one of the most amazing talks I have ever seen. If you get a chance, you should see it. Thank you.
What an excellent meeting this has been. Sachin, it's wonderful to see a full house after ages. I just have a small request to each one of you. Our meetings start at 6:15 p.m. When we were here at 6:15 p.m., there were hardly even the roll takers present here. So I request each of you to come early. By 6:30 p.m., it is a full house. So I say 70% of the members have come late today. So I request all of you to be on time so that we can start our meeting on time, so that we can end our meeting on time. Time is very crucial on how our meetings function. So please make it a point to be here at least by 6:10 so that we can start the meeting right on time. And now I request everybody to vote. Has everybody voted? Yes. There are 25 people in the room, but I've got 22 responses. I'll just give 2 more minutes. Okay, I'll quickly get into the results for today's meeting. The best TAPG role taker is, there's no guessing, the master himself, DTM A K Prabhakara. The best MTG role taker is, every time he comes behind the lectern, he shares such wonderful stories, such knowledgeable stories. It's always nice to listen to these stories. Our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chethan. Best evaluator is, he is representing our club soon at the division contest, Toastmaster Ujwal. The best table topic speaker. She had a very different take on the topic. Toastmaster Shuba. Finally, today we witnessed one of the best speakers. Even though it was an icebreaker, it was very intense and the effort he put in was visible. And with the Toastmaster Darshan, his speech, we always look forward for humorous, enjoyable speech from him, but today it was a very different experience for all of us. And both the speeches were wonderful today. The best speaker is Toastmaster Darshan. With that, we come to the end of meeting number 1361.